Monaco is BRM's most successful track in history. We're taking a whopping total of 5 wins here. While we haven't run any Monegasque drivers, we have plenty of history here. Graham Hill took BRM's first Monaco win when he won the 1963 Monaco Grand Prix, but it didn't look like it would happen for most of the race. In the final quarter of the race, Lotus's Jim Clark had a large head over the rest of the field, so he decided to ease his pace and relax by easing the gear lever gently instead of flicking it to the switchgear. This proved to be a race-ending mistake. Motorsport magazine described what caused the problem in their July 1963 issue.
Being so far in front, Clark had begun to ease his pace, and instead of flickering the gear lever from one notch to another, he had begun to ease it gently, and this was his undoing. For the selector and the spring-loaded plunger movements in the ZF gearbox are very small and rely on a certain amount of their own inertia in order to engage properly. By flickering the gear lever briskly, this is achieved, but easing it gently from one notch to the next did not impart the necessary inertia to ensure full engagement, and on the fateful gear change on the harbour front, the selector had sprung back the wrong way.
After Clark's retirement, Hill's BRM was prompted up to first place, and his teammate Richie Ginther's BRM was promoted up to second. It was BRM's second ever 1-2 finish. Lorenzo Bandini also attempted to start the race with a non-works BRM, but was repossessed before the race, forcing Bandini to withdraw. The next year, 1964, Hill took his second win in a row at Monaco, lapping every single driver in the field. Ginther finished second again, making it 2 1-2s in a row for BRM. The only other BRM driver in that race, Moritz Trignant, didn't quite have such a good day. As he was 48 years old at the time of the race, he struggled with controlling the modern BRM. He dropped even further back due to overheating and eventually had to give up due to suffering from scorched feet. In 1965, Hill won for a record-breaking third time in a row in Monaco. The only other driver that's beaten that record since is Ayrton Senna do Brasil! Alain Prost and Nico Rosberg have both tied for that record. Sadly, the Hill-Ginther 1-2 streak could not be continued, as Richie Ginther left BRM to join the new Honda team in 1965. However, a young Scot named Jackie Stewart led his first laps and got his first podium with a third place for BRM. The race was also notable for a rare event, a car crashing into the Monaco harbour. On lap 79, Lotus's Paul Hawkins hit a wooden barrier at the entry of the chicane and spun into the harbour. The Lotus sank to the bottom of the harbour, but the driver bobbed up to the surface unscathed. In 1966, BRM took his 4th straight win in Monaco in a race where only 4 drivers ended up finishing. However, this time it was Jackie Stewart who stood on the top step of the podium. Graham Hill still finished on the podium in 3rd, albeit 1 lap behind his teammate Stewart. Only 4 cars finished that race. The 4th and final finisher, Bob Bondurant, scored his first and only points in Formula 1 for BRM. In 1972, BRM won the Monaco Grand Prix once again, this time with Jean-Pierre Beltoise, taking his first and only win in Formula 1. Sadly, this was the last time BRM ever appeared on the podium in Monaco. It was also BRM's final race victory. Check R/Model of F1 next Thursday for a BRM history lesson relating to the Canadian Grand Prix.